It's 7:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A man is recovering in the John Hunter Hospital after being attacked with a machete during an armed robbery near Foster. Police say 3 men stormed the Pacific Palms Recreation Club last night, attacking the 28-year-old worker before stealing a large sum of cash from the safe, ATM and poker machines. He was then tied up along with 2 other staff while the bandits stole a car and fled. An alleged gunman involved in a dramatic police chase in Newcastle is due to face court today. Police say the 31-year-old led officers on a pursuit through the CBD on Saturday while pointing a handgun out the window of his 4-wheel drive. Siobhan McMahon from Police Headquarters says the drama unfolded when the man called police for assistance.
Police will allege that a silver Nitro Dodge 4-wheel drive drove on Hunter Street. The male driver pointed a handgun out of the window. A woman aged 26 was a passenger in the 4-wheel drive. The man allegedly drove away from police and a pursuit was initiated. At the intersection of Scott and Watt Street, the 4-wheel drive stopped and the 31-year-old driver was arrested.
The Hunter Valley coal chain ground to a halt last night as a protester allegedly locked onto a coal train at Willow Tree. The train was hauling the first load of coal from the Maules Creek mine at about 7 last night and was stationary beside the New England Highway when 2 carloads of protesters pulled up. Police say a 56-year-old man from Murwillumbah ran over and locked onto the train. The police rescue squad was called up from Newcastle to cut the man free. He's due to face Scone Court next month. The line reopened about 4.5 hours later. Hunter New England Health, Hunter Medicare Local and Calvary Health have collaborated in an attempt to stop patients from using risky online health sites. Their website, patientinfo.org, uses information sourced by local health clinicians and links to validated healthcare and health condition information, making it a safer and more trustworthy source than the typical Dr. Google diagnosis. Hunter Medicare Local CEO John Bailey says the site offers reliable information.
There are lots of risks associated with internet-based diagnostics that aren't from a reliable source, but more importantly, not supported by a local health provider who can interpret the symptoms and the diagnostics.
There was a large turnout at yesterday's protest against the Newcastle rail line removal. However, the Transport Minister is standing firm. More than 2,000 people marched in the CBD in a last-ditch effort to save the line, but Gladys Berejiklian says the rail line will still be cut at Wickham on Boxing Day. The University of Newcastle is joining others across the country in helping emergency services and community groups to be better prepared in the event of a natural disaster. The university has been given a federal grant of $50,000, which will be put towards the creation of a decision simulator, which will help emergency services better coordinate their disaster response. Paterson MP Bob Baldwin says much has been learned from previous natural disasters in the Hunter.
This funding will allow a research examination of the way that emergency services are applied post an event. We need to remember that the SES was actually formed out of the 1955 floods here in Maitland. And of course, the analysis of the Newcastle earthquakes, what was done, what should have been done, what could have been done.
Now with sport, Belinda Delasaris.
The Newcastle Jets are reeling after notching up their 10th winless match in 10 rounds following Friday's 2-0 loss to Perth Glory. It's the side's 9th consecutive defeat in Perth and could see the Jets become one of just 2 A-League teams in competition history to be denied a victory by Christmas if they lose this Friday's clash against Adelaide. But the news only gets worse for Newcastle, set to feel more pressure on its leaky defence as skipper Q Yarleens faces at least a 1-week suspension for a rough challenge on Glory's Scott Jamieson. Newcastle boxer Chad Bennett's hopes to contest February's IBO World Light Welterweight title have been thrown into doubt. It follows confirmation an application has been lodged by a Russian promoter to stage the bout between 2 highly rated local fighters in the country. And 46-year-old Whitebridge multi-sports marvel Stu Adams has beaten the pain barrier to become the inaugural winner of yesterday's 7-kilometre Dune Dusters Sand Marathon in Stockton. That's sport. I'm Belinda Delas Harris.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 8.